Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a question on your comment with regards to this modeling that EPS does. I heard what Mr. Crockett just said with regard to the group of consultants on the list, but with regard to the universe of consultants that are available to us throughout California, let's say, if that's the kind of the important parameter, then what, is this something that, is this a modeling, is this a tool that's exclusive to EPS, or are there others that, that may provide the same service?
I would imagine that other consultants could develop the tool. One of the work tasks in the amendment to EPS original contract was to actually develop the tool specific to our bayfront and the agencies that would be involved in the project there. So they've established this tool custom to our project now. So the learning curve or the cost to redevelop the tool with someone else, well, the capability may be there, but in my opinion, we'd spend a lot of money getting to where we are now.
Well, and what do you have to support that, your opinion on spending money? Do you have proposals from other folks that would create a modeling tool that would that is would be more expensive than the proposal we have in front of us? What do you base that opinion on?
I base it on the fact that in the amendment to the EPS contract, one of the tasks we charged them with was to develop this specific tool, and so we've contracted in the past to have the tool developed, and now we're going to exercise that. So if we're going to do that over, what we would do is develop a scope of work to develop a similar tool, and it would cost money to do that.
Okay, and is this tool proprietary? I mean, is this tool? I mean, we paid to have it developed. Is that not now our tool, and can we not use it in any way that we want? I mean, or did we pay to borrow it only for some previous study, or why is that tool now only available to EPS?
Well, in part, the value in having the tool is the ability for someone to actually go through and do the modeling. And so the consultants, in this case Jim Musbach and Becca Benassini from EPS, are the ones that develop the tool. They know our project. They can populate it and do the changes that we need to be done to the tool. So while, and I don't know, but technically I would imagine that we have the right to the actual software if we chose to do that. We don't have the expertise to actually populate and manipulate them.
Okay, we don't here internally, but there might be. I mean, is it fair to say that there might be someone out there that would be able to pick this up and work with it?
I imagine there would be someone that could be brought up to speed to work on the model, or they may have their own model that they would want to customize for our use.
Do you think it's an advantage? One of the things that Mr. Watry said was that he felt that it would be a good idea to have fresh eyes look at it. I mean, I got to tell you, that's something from an auditor's point of view, from the point of view of selecting an auditor or someone that does financial analysis and so forth. Fresh eyes are sometimes a good idea. If you have the same eyes looking at the same data, it could potentially tend to perpetuate the same missed fact or missed consideration, missed calculation. And so is it not, in your opinion, in some cases, preferable to use, a group of multiple or various consultants that could take a fresh look at something?
I don't believe in this case it would be advantageous to have a new group continue the work that EPS is doing. One of the first tasks that EPS did in the amendment to their contract was to do a peer review of the consultants that did the original fiscal analysis on the Bayfront Master Plan. And so we've kind of gone through that process. There's not, in my opinion, there's not an issue with EPS. I think they're performing well. I think as the project is drawn out, we've required additional resources to continue to do the analysis and assess the risk of the Bayfront project.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you that I understand that. I'm not persuaded, frankly, that EPS has this magic item that no one else could take and use this tool that you're talking about. I'm not persuaded that there aren't other consultants out there that couldn't do the same or better work, and I'm very uncomfortable with this sole source arrangement. I think that what we need to do, and I think what is appropriate to do, is for other consultants to bring and offer their services in an open bidding process, and that you consider all potential consultants with whatever tools they bring or whatever learning curve they need to, go through, and compare that to what you have with EPS. I think that's the only fair way to do it, and I suggest that you probably get on this soon, because we know that those negotiations are ongoing, and you're going to need this help right away. And so I wish you would have brought this item a lot sooner, maybe 6 months ago, or I don't know what would have been appropriate, but certainly sooner, so that we didn't have such a time crunch. But so for those reasons, I cannot support this sole source selection, and I would encourage you that in this case and in future cases, you look first to look at multiple sources and vet those various options before they're brought to the council. Thank you.